students, in this video we are going to cover chapter 11 of class 7. The name of the chapter is From Barter to Money. Okay, so before starting this chapter I want to ask you one question, that have you ever think about that how money system has come in across the world. That means if you have you must have observed that whatever we need to buy, we need to give money in place of that. Okay, so that money is nothing but a piece of paper. Okay, so why we have started using this a kind of paper money to do any kind of exchange, buying goods or selling something. So this we are going to study this chapter, at why do we need the money, and what are the basic functions of money, and the journey of money, how definitely it has come. So let's start with this intro of this chapter, and the first topic we have, why do we need money? Okay, so see, once there was a farmer named Ram. Okay, so we are going to explain you with the story that there was a farmer whose name was Ramu. He grew wheat on his land. Okay, he was a farmer, so he grew wheat on his land. One day Ramu needed a pair of shoes, so he went to the shopmaker and said, I will give you a sack of wheat. In return, can you give me a pair of shoes? The shoemaker replied, I don't need wheat right now. I need oil. Now Ramu had a problem. He had to find someone who needed wheat and had to oil to trade with the shoemaker. This was difficulty and took a lot of time. Have you understood that if there was no money and you need something, then definitely you need to give something in place of that. Why would anyone give you something in free? You need to give something in place of that. So at that time what people did, they started doing things in exchange of something. That I hope you also do this with your friends also, that I will give you pencil, you give me eraser. Just an example. So what I'm trying to say is, what if you need pencil but your friend don't need eraser and you only have eraser? In case of Ramu also, he only had wheat. He wanted pair of shoes, but with the person he wanted a pair of shoes, that person wanted oil. Okay, so exchange method is not always possible and very difficult to find that person who we need to exchange. Okay, it is not necessarily that same person wanted that same thing which you want to buy. Okay, apart from this, there is also another reason that it also happens that whatever thing you are giving, and in place of that you are getting those things, the amount is not equal. Okay, that means if you want a pair of shoes, but in place of that you are giving them a gold coins. Okay, because you don't have anything other than that. Okay, so this kind of unbalanced exchange also happened, which we called barter system. Okay, this was also the heading of the chapter, and this system is called barter system. Okay, so I have already explained you that what are the difficulties in barter system, how difficult it was to exchange goods and buying something. Okay, when it is not necessary you would find that particular customer at the exact time. Okay, so that's why we invented the paper of money. Clear? Like the farmer people who used to barter system often faced many challenges in their daily exchanges. They had to find someone who not only wanted, they had to offer but also have exactly what they needed in return. The situation is known as double coincidence of words. Okay, but this happens very rarely. Okay, even if two people want each other's goods, problem can still arise deciding how much one good should be exchanged for the other without a common standard of value, which I have just given example of gold coins and the shoemaker. Okay, the unbalanced system of exchange. Okay, the price of both should also equal. Now that means if you are giving something, you would say na that ghate ka soda ho gaya. Okay, you say this in your daily life. So what does it mean? That something which you are giving that but you are not getting. Okay, that means this unbalanced way of exchanging feels it's unfair. Okay, and this is how we need the problem of divisibility. Okay, and with this we had a problem of portability. Okay, the sacks were very heavy and difficult to transport. See, imagine Ramu had to carry sacks of wheat all the way to the market just to exchange them from other goods. Clear? Now the sacks were very heavy and difficult to transport. This is called problem of portability. Okay, that means transportation was also very weak. Many goods used in the barter system was bulky or had to carry around. Money solves this problem because it is lightweight, easy to carry, and be used anywhere for buying and selling. Okay, that means money also helping in this situation as well. Okay, it is very easy to carry and very light in as compared to these bulky and hard to carry around by using barter system. Clear? Now imagine Ramu stored wheat to use for future exchanges. Okay, that means he started getting wheat, and in future, if I need something, in that same person would need wheat again, then I will exchange that thing. So over time, the wheat could rot, get eaten by pest or spoil. Okay, that means that wheat would be safe for that time, for that major time would be definitely in that same position. That is definitely not possible due to these problems. Okay, eaten by pest, wheat could rot. Okay, so this is called problem of durability. Okay, due to these problems, barter system is definitely not possible, and we definitely needed to jump on the paper money, which is very easy and lighter, and with that we can give the exact amount of price by selling or buying something. Clear? In short, money came into existence to overcome the limitations of the power system. Okay, there were so limitations and difficult to find that exact customer. Here, now money is important. Let's go through this. We already know why money is important, but let's go through these points. Everyone accepts it, everyone will accept, because through money you can buy anything now. You don't need to find that exact customer who need that thing, and in return you would get the same standard value. It is very difficult to, it is next to impossible to find an exact customer. Okay, so it everyone accepted. Okay, it helps us to buy what we need. Okay, we don't need to wait for that exact situation. It saves times and effort. Okay, as we saw in the case of Ramu, it can be saved for the future. Okay, again with the case of Ramu is a good example. Now, book exchange, a fun way to share stories. Imagine a fun club where you can trade your old books with friends, like a treasure hunt for new stories. You bring books you have already read and choose new ones from a big collections. Okay, this is a book exchange system which these students were following. For example, you could swap your jungle adventure book for a friend's mystery tale. It can exciting way to explore new adventures without spending any money. Okay, so exchange is not always bad. Sometimes it is very good, because now this person did not need that book. He was excited to read this book, but this person already read this book and he was excited to read this book. Okay, so this is also a good thing. Exchange is always not bad. This is sometimes very helpful and easy, and saves our time and money both. Exchange of old clothes, that means exchanging old clothes is also a good method, when someone don't need that but get something. Okay, now this exchanges benefit both sides. Family clear our item because that family don't need that particular cloth no longer, but maybe other person need that clothes, and this is a situation where exchange of clothes happens. Clear? So this was very basic, which we have studied, that why do we need money and what is barter system, and in what cases we can use the exchange methods. Now let's study the basic functions of money. Okay, a common medium of exchange would make trade easier, and so okay, this is how you will define the use of money. Money came into existence. Why money came into existence? Because it is very easy to trade, and so more and more people began to use it for transactions, buying and selling goods and services. It became the accepted method of payment. Money had evolved significantly over time. It started with the use of commodities like grains or cattle, then moved to metallic money. Okay, that means earlier in place of money we used grains or cattle, but later on we started using metallic money. For example, gold and silver coins. Later people began using paper currency issued by governments. Okay, that which we also use in today's generation. In modern times, money has taken digital forms like debit card, cards, mobile wallet. Okay, and through these methods also we started giving payments. Okay, what is the medium of exchange? So money is accepted everyone for buying and selling. Parents use money to pay shopkeepers. Shopkeepers use money to pay workers. Okay, so you need to explain that why do we need money. There are so many examples which you can read. In these ways we use money. Okay, you can also write examples by your own. Now let's study one of the interesting topic, that is the journey of money. How money actually, what is the journey of money? First is coinage. Coins were one of the earliest forms of money. Okay, that means paper notes came into existence later on, but the earliest form was coins. Okay, in earlier we began with metallic coins. In those times, ruler issued coins that people in their kingdoms used for transactions. Okay, each kingdom has its own sets of money, and the rulers control how they were made and used. Okay, that means every kingdom would design a set of coins by their own, and like the government authority designed the paper notes. Okay, now as time passed, the coins of powerful rulers began to accept it in other kingdoms too, not just their own. This made trade between different regions easier and more widespread. Okay, obviously if there will be different kinds of paper notes, for example, if you have different countries, like if you go to America, then their dollars are acceptable. Every country has their own currency. In India, there is rupee. Okay, so when you go in another country, so there is some difficulty to exchange of money. Okay, but in every kingdom, if you have different kinds of currency, then this will very difficult to do any kind of trading and all, because every time they need to exchange the money and convert them. Okay, but when large rulers' money was starting getting widely acceptable, so this made very easier and more widespread. Coins in ancient times were made from precious metals like gold, silver, and copper, or their alloys. Okay, alloys are both metal and non-metal mixture. These coins were known as Karshpanas or Panas. They had special symbols punched on them called rupas that often represented the issuing authority or ruler. Clear? In ancient times, both sides of coins, the head, which is the observe, and the tail, which is reverse of observe or obverse, featured different symbols and designs. These includes images from nature such as animal, trees, hills. Okay, so these images were generally crafted on these metallic coins. Okay, as you can see in the images. Okay, they are beautifully decorated and three-tier parasol on the other. Okay, as you can see in these images. The use of coins played an important role in boosting India's maritime trade with the world. Coins have been discovered in parts of Kerala and Tamil Nadu that shows southern India was actively involved in international trade. Okay, that means southern India was also actively involved in international trade through the invention of metallic coins for transaction. Now, based on these findings, scholars believe that trade was favorable to India, meaning India exported more valued goods than it imported. Okay, that means India was exporting more than importing, so benefit would increase. While the barter system, I already explained you the barter system in which exchange method happens. Okay, not money or paper system, relied on non-metallic items for exchange. The introduction of coinage or metallic money marked as a major shift. Over time, even coins gave way. There were fewer of money such as paper notes, plastic cards, and now digital payments. Okay, but this was started with the metallic coins. Okay, next we have paper money. Okay, so first when material coins was invented, now we have moved on to the paper money. Paper money or currency was first used in China. This is important. This was first used in China and was introduced in India in the late 18th century. Clear? Coins are usually used for smaller denominations, while paper currency is used for larger denominations. Okay, that means obviously to understand, we have coins of 5, 10, okay, mostly that, but we have notes of 500, 200 and 100 also. 5000 note is banned now, but that was also exist before. Okay, this make it easier to carry and use money based on the value of the transactions. Okay, paper notes are used for higher denominations like 50, 100, 200 or 500, and for coins we only have 5 or 10 or 20 coins maximum. In ancient times, coins were issued by rulers. Today in India, the Reserve Bank of India is the central authority for responsible of issuing currency. Okay, and the RBI has the power and no one can deny that issued currency. Next, we have new forms of money. With the passage of time and the advancement of technology, we have new forms of money. That we have already discussed, that QR code and different kinds of payment method which transfer directly to the bank's account. This is an example is given that directly we can transfer money to any other's account. Okay, without getting physically attached with that person and give that notes. Okay, this is also important. Now, besides physical money like coins and paper notes, we now also use digital money, which we have already discussed, that like electric forms that cannot be touched or seen, they automatically get transferred. Okay, many of these use debit card, credit cards, bank UPI. Okay, UPI, which is unified payment interface. Okay, so this digital payments also started coming. Okay, so here this barter to money system also completes, in which we have discussed about what is barter system, what is the use of money, and how we gradually started adapting paper money to barter system. Okay, I hope you understood the chapter. Thank you.